Ed. Okay, let's get started. All right, so one of the things that really helped me up level my business with social media is switching to professional mode. I will see if I can find a graphic for you guys that explains how to switch over. It's not difficult, and I'll actually pull it up on my phone, and that's for Facebook, by the way. Um, there is a professional dashboard and it will show you the amount of interactions. So I have over the last 28 days, I have 340,283 views on my Facebook. So
Good night.
I've kind of turned into a baby influencer. And so I have really, really up leveled my social media game. Like it's still nowhere near where I want to be, but it helps so much with business. And so we try to tell people when they first join that you may have no response, you may have one response, you may have 20 responses. Lois got a pretty good amount on her first post sharing the business. So it really just depends on your network. So for me personally, I started working on my network back in like 2009, 2010. I had started with a telecommunications company back then, and that's when I really learned the importance of networking. So, I've discussed this with Sean off and on a few times that I'll go through Facebook and add new people sporadically. I don't really need to now because I'm actually over 5,000 followers. So I don't press that as much. But when I first got started with Plexus, every day I would go through and add like five new people. And so my criteria, and no one told me this is just what I developed on my own. I would go through and look for people that were already semi-successful. So if they own their own business or if they have a really great social media platform, those are the people that are going to help boost your algorithm. Those are the people that are going to help. So with this business, you want busy people because they understand the importance of time management. And so, like, um, with me, for instance, all of you guys know me pretty well. We have the landscaping business. Harley keeps us running. Got the tree business. We've got an inflatable jumper company. I've got Plexus. We've got a lot of stuff going on. So for me, I prioritize this business because this is what's going to help retire me from everything else. This is what's going to give me that time freedom and financial freedom because let's face it, we can bring in good money with the other businesses, but a lot of it is going back out on equipment repair and,
Yep.
you know, the payment for all of the equipment, the payroll, insurance, all those things. So there's a lot that goes into these businesses. And that's what I love about my Plexus business so much in that um, there's no overhead. I'm paying for the products that I use. I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff so that Lois can have hers, so that Sean can have his, so that Harley can have his supplements. I'm only buying what I need. My only other expenses are like my project broadcast that I use now, that texting system that's messaging all of you guys, on a weekly or monthly basis, whatever it is. I chose to do that to have better customer service because that's one area that I felt I was really lacking in. And so, one of the biggest things in business is customer retention. To continue getting paid, you want to have customers that continue to reorder. Are you going to have people fall off? Absolutely. But the better your customer service is, the more that you're willing to have conversations with people, the more apt they are to stay on board, even if they drop down their package or whatever the case may be. If your line of communication is always open, it's a lot easier to help people work through problems. Lois, when you first got started, you were having headaches. Some of that was the die off from your gut getting healthier. And so being able to have that open conversation. If I wasn't messaging her, she may not have told me that. And she may have just quit altogether and been like, you know what, this sucks. I don't like how I feel. I've got a headache. I'm done.
I
But
was almost
Yeah, I know the feeling.
done.
but that's the thing. When you have that open line of communication, it's a lot easier to help your customers. Um, Tammy has been wonderful about that. She will come to me and say, "Hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm doing. I want to try this instead." And
Yep.
that makes my job so much easier when my customers are willing to talk to me. But that comes with trust. They have to
Okay.
trust you and know that you're going to be honest with them. I'm pretty sure, aside from Sean wanting to prove me wrong, most of you joined because you trusted that I wasn't going to steer you wrong. I wasn't going to lie to you. And you trusted me in telling you which products were going to work for what you needed. And so
Yep.
that's really a big thing. So a lot of that comes through social media. I'm pretty sure all of you guys, aside from like speaking in person to Harley, he's one of my veteran brothers. We rode motorcycles together for many years. Um,
Yep.
but a lot of it is through social media. Most people know that I do Plexus because of my social media. And so there was a podcast from Jessica Heffley one time. She's a diamond in Plexus. And, when you first get started, I think there's kind of this balancing act of, am I posting too much about Plexus? Am I not posting enough? Like, what is the balance? The way I look at it, not everyone is going to see every post that you throw up. So if you post 5 posts a day about Plexus, they may see one, they may see two. Sadie coughed and he's freaking out.
So
Um,
can I back up 1 minute?
yeah,
Oh, all right. Just go back to where you were talking about social media and looking for people who already have their own business, they already have social media platforms where they have viewers. Are you talking about friending them or adding them? Okay, adding them as a friend.
yes. So
Okay.
my criteria, again, this is just what I came up with on my own. When
Yeah.
I'm looking for people to expand my network, for one,
Hmm.
I'm really trying to build a community of like-minded people on
Yeah, you don't want bums.
platform. Right. So if it's someone like, and even on my incoming friend requests, I will, it's hit or miss. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and I either accept everyone or delete everyone. It just depends on my mood sometimes. But if I'm not overwhelmed and there's not like 200 requests and I can actually go through and look at them, hey, enough. I will go through and look at their page and see what they're about. If it's someone that's posting a lot of ignorant crap or if it's super like politically motivated in either direction,
Hmm.
where it's a lot of just talking bad about the other party or whatever else, I won't add them because I don't want that in my news feed. I'm trying to keep my timeline of positive, like-minded people, no matter what it is. Not to say that we can't disagree on things because I can respectfully disagree with someone. But if you can't do that, then I don't want to be friends with you. If you can't do it in a respectful manner, I don't have the space for that anymore. So I'm very intentional about the community I'm building. Um, so I try to find people that have 100 or more mutual friends. And again, I already have a pretty solid social media platform. So for me, that's easy. If you don't have a lot of people that are like 100 or more mutual friends, then figure out what works for you. It could be 30, it could be 50, you're the one that's going to figure out that balance for you. Some people do a lot better in person. Sean and I have done a lot of in-person events to where talking face to face, there's some people where that just works way better. That could be on a Zoom like this. I'm more than willing to host a Zoom call for y'all at any time. That is way easier for me because I do have a lot going on. Right now is calmer because we haven't started mowing season yet. Once that picks up, it's a lot harder for me to commit to doing events and stuff. I'm still more than willing to do whatever I can to help you guys be successful. But Zoom meetings are super easy. I can do them on my phone while I'm out and about, or if we need to do a phone call, whatever the case may be. Um, but in-person events are great because you're going to have people that want to try before they buy. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people don't have that blind trust where they're just like, hey, I'll try it, whatever. Um, but there are so many different ways that we can do this to help you be successful. Um, as far as social media goes, I have started transitioning over to Instagram more. I have never liked Instagram. It is not my forte. I don't feel smart with that at all. I've been playing with it a lot more recently. The best advice that I can give you is just play around on it, get familiar with things. I've made a ton of like stories and posts and reels in there. And what I've learned is Instagram has a lot more tools that I can edit with. And I have it set up to where my Facebook and Instagram are connected. So if I
Mhm.
post it in Instagram, it will automatically post it in Facebook for me. So if you see a video and it's got all the hashtags and stuff, that's from Instagram. I do not profess to know everything with that. I am still very new to Instagram and learning it. I've had an account pretty much since the very beginning. I've had every social media platform since it first started, just to try it out. Um, so if your niche is talking to people face to face, lean into that. If your
Okay.
if your area of expertise is Facebook, which mine always has been, I still rely 99% on that. Even my Instagram stuff, it's all just linked back to Facebook. So I'm very, very Facebook heavy. If you're better on TikTok, use that. I can't help you. I'm not, super familiar with that. Um, but just keep playing around and figure out what works for you. There's no set rule book on how to do that. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm kind of the reverse of you between the Instagram and the Facebook. I've got mine set up where whenever I post something on Facebook, if I make it a public post instead of just a friend's post, it automatically feeds over to Instagram.
Yeah, that's how mine is.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying yours was the other way where you're posting to Instagram and it kicks
It's
back over to Facebook.
It's both. So I initially started with Facebook where it goes over to Instagram, but there are certain tools that I've learned on Instagram I like better, especially when it comes to videos. And I just learned, I think last night or this morning, about the voiceover feature on Instagram when you're doing a video. So you can do music and all that stuff. I get a lot of, I like doing videos because I can see the amount of views and that shows me what interests people. So, Lois, I lean very heavily into Louis because, Frenchies are cute. They get a lot of attention. Whatever your market is, so whether it's Sean is a musician, so like guitars or Star Wars or whatever, um, or church or whatever the case may be, whatever your audience is, lean into that. It's going to be different for all of us. Use it to your advantage. For me, I started playing up Louis because it was getting a lot of attention. And then another thing is in between your like Plexus posts, sharing, Harley, you and Tammy had great results.
Mm.
Share that. Share, a before and after picture if you've got it. Or, I used to be tired all the time. Now I don't have to, Sean has shared that. Now I don't have to, take that afternoon nap all the time. It doesn't mean that you're never going to take a nap again. It doesn't mean that you're never going to have a cup of coffee again. It just means that it's different for you now. Sharing openly about those things is what piques people's interest. And especially, I feel like there's magic in the newness. Like when you're just starting out and you're on fire, you're excited about these things, you know, it grabs people's attention. Not that, being in for a while, you're not still going to grab people's attention because, I'm steadily growing my audience. But when you're new and excited, it's like a little kid learning for the first time and that magic of, hey, I just learned that the sky is blue. I just learned that, there's flowers and all those things. It's so cute watching a little kid learn something for the first time. And it's the same thing. It's the same principle, that newness and that magic in just learning. And people are excited to learn and see you grow. So, the professional dashboard is really one of the biggest things. Posting engaging content in between. So like for me, I'll ask a lot of questions that um, require a response. So like, hey, what's your favorite soup? Or, just whatever nonsense I come up with for the day. You can even go on like Google and look for examples of engaging content to post. If you notice, if you look at my page, I like to keep it short so that I can do, where you have like the colored background on there. A lot of times I'll do like black or a combination of like the red and purple or whatever, something to where like it shows the text bigger. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So I like using that because if I see a super long post, and I know I'm guilty of posting some pretty wordy stuff, I won't read it. I have a short attention span now. So I try to get straight to the point. With videos, if you don't capture their attention in the first 3 seconds, they will scroll on.
Yeah.
That's statistically proven. So I always try to start out the first like 3 to 5 seconds of my videos high energy, exciting, and then lead into whatever. What else? Stories. I do not let my stories go dry. Even when I was in the hospital, I'm posting something, whether it's a picture, a quick video, an inspirational quote, a Plexus graphic. I do not let my Facebook story stop. There is always something up there because that is the first thing people see when they log on to Facebook is the stories.
I don't think I've ever posted a story. I don't even know if I know how to do that.
Super simple. So at the top of the screen, it will have a plus sign.
Yeah.
Your picture. You click on that and they are really, really short. So if you pre-record a video, sometimes I'll do that like on Snapchat if I want to do like a filter on my face or whatever. Sometimes I like to do like the clear skin filters or something that makes me feel better about myself. You don't have to do that, but you can record like a 30-second video and post that up. Or again, that's where I've started leaning into Instagram. I'll do a video there and it'll automatically post it on my Facebook story as well, because you can do some more interactive things where you can post a link or the little sliding tab to where it's like, hey, send me more info. And it's got the little sliding tab where they do that and it notifies you that they want more information, stuff like that. Your story is a great way to see who's watching your stuff, because I've got like a professional football player that watches my stuff. No idea who this guy is, but like he will react to my stories, or, every now and then he'll comment on one of them. And I'm like, I have random people that, because, my stuff is set to public. When I share stuff about like my kids or family, sometimes I like to change that to where it's just my actual friends on here. But I keep most of my stuff set to public so that if someone is wanting to check out my page and see what I'm about before they accept my request or whatever else, they can see what I'm posting. You don't have to do that, but that's just what I found works for me. Like I've said, I've grown my network to over 5,000 followers now. And at that point, it opens you up for monetization as well. So on Facebook, once you hit 5,000 followers, you can start getting paid. Fun fact. Haven't been yet, but like people can send stars on your videos and stuff like that. And that's really the bulk of it. Use it to your advantage. Social media is a great tool. It doesn't work for everyone, and that's okay. So one of the best pieces of advice I can give you, if you really want to make money with us, with Plexus, in the beginning, they said there should not be a single person in your life that doesn't know you do Plexus. So if you feel like you're being, don't look at it as being like salesy. A lot of people get wrapped up in, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson. Like, okay, did I come off as, very salesy to you when I first started? No, it's about relationship building. It's about connecting with people. And so that's why, like with Lois, she's done really great with sharing her personal story. And that's the thing, like people relate to your story. So like for me, I've shared about my IBS. I had terrible IBS before, and this helps calm my stomach down. It helps me sleep better. I have lost a lot of inflammation like in my face and my stomach, so sharing honestly about those things helps. And then we're in several different groups on Facebook. Go in there and look at the different graphics that people share. I've told Sean before, what I like to do, once you switch over to Ambassador, so Harley, you wouldn't be able to see this just yet. There is a little toggle switch on your back office. Like if you log onto your account, there's a little toggle that says to switch over to ambassador when you become eligible. So when one person signs up using your link, you can switch over to ambassador for free, and then you'll have a dashboard on there. Right now, they're doing convention credits. We've got convention coming up in June in Dallas. I plan on driving there. But you can earn money, VIP experiences, all these things. Like I've earned a lot of fun stuff on those contests, and like obviously the cruise contest that just ended. They reward this Apple Watch I got for free. I think I've pretty much moved everything else in here, but like they in the past they did a lot more like gift incentives. They will always do a leaders retreat incentive. They will always do the convention contest. But you can go on there and it'll show you a leaderboard and you can see the top producers in the company. That's how I got connected with Kinley Severns. You'll see me share her a lot. She is a very chaotic leader and I love her. Like she's very feral and I love her to death. Like she gives me hope that like this tattooed hot mess mama will make it to the top. You know what I mean? Like when I joined September of 2023, November 1st of that same year, I went on my first leaders retreat. I got to go on the cruise and, just people watching and seeing like the people that were on the ship. And I was like, okay, I see a lot of, the pretty blonde hair, blue eyed soccer moms and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, where do I fit in? And I started seeing more people that looked like me, that sounded like me, you know what I mean? And so my goal with this business is to create a community of like-minded people that don't look like everyone else, that don't fit into this certain mold. I want to build a community that feels welcoming for everyone. And so that is my greatest desire. And I think that's pretty much it. Do y'all have any questions? Was that helpful on the social media side of things, Lois, for what you were asking?
I do have a question. So one of the ladies that signed up underneath me wants to sign up her daughter underneath her, I think today.
Okay.
Does she need to go ahead and turn her thing over to brand ambassador before she does that?
Yes, and I can send you that graphic again. Harley, if this is something that you're interested in learning more about getting help with as far as the business side. Okay, it said my meeting will end in 10 minutes, so I got to hurry. I will add you. We've got a group that's called Legacy Leadership. It's not like super chat heavy like the Wellness Warriors and Energy Bus. I can add you to the Energy Bus as well. That is for our bigger team. So they'll share a lot of information in there. Like that's where I get a lot of stuff that I post in the Wellness Warriors. So the Wellness Warriors is really for my downline. So my customers and your customers, add them in there and I'll disseminate information to them. It's super important that they get connected. That way we can give them good customer service. Anyone that you sign up that you have questions with, put me in a 3-way chat. Anyone that's interested in ordering, I can help walk them through the process, and then we give them your referral link. So I'm not super familiar with Android, but like on iPhones, we have the notes on our phone. Like I always suggest save your ambassador ID number in there and save your referral link site. We also have graphics on how to like share a cart. It's not hard. It's a learning curve, the first time that you do it, but once you get it, you got it.
Yeah.
Right.
None of this is hard. None of this is hard. It's super simple. It's just doing it and learning it. What do you want to say, Sean?
Hey, Rachel, I was just going to say for like the Android users, because I just transitioned from iPhone to Android, wondering if that was a good move or not. But anyway, I have all my stuff saved in Google Docs.
Okay.
And Google Docs is extremely accessible. And I even went through and built out, I built out some pre-set up carts where all I have to do is copy the link and share it with somebody and say, here, based off of what you told me, this is what you need. And that's helpful too. Then that way I don't have to go in, build a cart, share it out, blah, 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 blah. I've got, some preset stuff.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Yep. And so
I would share those with everybody, but then everybody be ordering from me and that wouldn't be fair to everyone else. So
Right.
Yes. So I will add you to the Energy Bus and to our Legacy leadership group so you can see. They share a lot of information in there. If you ever have any big questions on like, hey, I have someone that's interested, but they have lupus. I just saw a post on that, so it was the first thing that popped in my head. Or like they have thyroid issues or whatever else. We also have like testimonial groups and all that stuff. Like I don't want to bombard y'all with a bunch of stuff, but
Right.
we have resources for everything. So when you guys ask me about stuff like that, that's what I go to. I'll go into the testimonial page. Crystal had one this week where she had questions about someone that had health issues, and that's what we do. You can go in there, type in thyroid or Hashimoto's or whatever the case may be, and pull up testimonials so you can see what products those people like to take. So I will go ahead and stop this recording.